me wrong, like, the end of the braids, it was
Yeah.
kind of like coming out.
Yeah.
But like the main, how mine is always parted like this?
Yeah.
It was fine.
Really?
Yeah. And then I was
Did
like,
your head feel nice?
it did. But then my thing was, I was doing shampoo specifically like this.
Oh,
Like,
so you were trying to keep it, right?
Yeah.
I just go fully
no,
on.
no. I was trying.
I try to get
maintain
the itches. You know,
it
like
worked.
you know the itches.
Yeah.
I try to get that.
No, I do that prior. Like I
Mhm.
itch, and then like whatever dandruff that was created, I
Interesting.
get that out of the shampoo like this, and then right under it. It's weird to say, but I kind of pick up the braid and trying to.
I
get
do
the
that too.
edge
Yeah,
it.
you go inside there.
and
Yeah.
then put the shampoo here,
Yep.
and then just let that shit.
Damn, you
go.
perfected my method.
Fam, it was awesome.
That's dope.
I was thinking about it. I can maintain my braids longer now.
Are we
that-
recording? Nice.
Now that
Tell them.
I can maintain them longer, fam. Because they're expensive, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
out here paying $100 for 2 weeks. I'm not gonna do that, bro.
Because you get the lineup too.
I get the
man.
lineup.
Like, you just want to be
I
a
get
pretty
the
boy.
beard, I get the hair. Of course, but I'm not trying to be out here.
Bro,
looking
like
a
this guy gave designs in his head, like shit, nigga. Like,
No, that was to support.
You still
him.
have it in now?
shut up.
No, right now it's all normal hair.
We don't even want to know, man.
My hair's long enough to be in a bun now, eh?
You know what that is? That's a milestone right there, man. You're
100%.
happy about that.
I haven't had that for 2 years,
Gang shit.
and I'm
man.
taking care of my hair better, so I know how to deal with it. Before, I was kind of new, but I was just like doing my own thing. But now, I know I have like 4 different products. I have a
Shit, nigga, put us
shampoo.
on game, bro. Tell us.
Bro, you need a shampoo, you need a conditioner.
A
need-
shampoo. Give us
you
the name, nigga. Why you gatekeeping?
Mark Henry, bro.
That's what's actually called?
It's Mark something.
Fuck outta here, bro.
No, it's Mark something.
This
You have
nigga
to go
said
to
Mark
shop.
Henry, bro.
You
Like,
have to go to shop.
you have dreads? Nigga. What the fuck? First off, Mark Henry's bald now, so I don't know what
Is
kind of
he
hair
bald?
products. Yeah, he's
Is he?
bald now.
No, but it's Mark something. It's Mark something.
Mark Jacobs?
Probably.
Mark Jacobs is like a clothing
Yeah, I know.
It's Mark something. So then you
Gatekeeper.
get a shampoo,
gatekeeper.
you get a conditioner, you get a leave-in conditioner, and then you get the argan oil.
Oh, argan oil.
And then I got a curling thing too.
I bought a hair diffuser on Amazon recently.
The one where it goes like. I have that.
His sound effects are so funny. Like, yes. And he
I
was
don't-
rubbing his
What does
face
rain?
in it.
What does rain sound like to you?
Yo, this guy's the next Dr.
Give him
Seuss.
some ASMR. Give him some ASMR real quick.
That's crazy.
Funny enough, anytime I
hate
see that on
ASMR.
TikTok, block.
I hate ASMR.
I don't-
What's ASMR?
ASMR is when the people get really close to the mic and they just do like weird sounds to make it like sound like it's close to
I
you.
like cooking ASMR. Yeah, but I don't like anything else. You know where people have like Jello and they come to they do.
Ew.
I don't get people's obsession with people watch. Like, there's a whole community of people that like watching other people eat, and it's
Yeah.
it's very
You mean the
strange.
What
Mukbangs?
type of eat? What
Mukbangs?
type of eat? Like what type of eat?
That mukbang thing.
I don't know, but
I don't mind that.
I can't
I-
get
I
behind.
don't
it,
like
though.
watching.
I don't mind
I can't get behind that. It's
No.
so awkward.
Why?
It's so
Like,
disgusting.
Like watching somebody eat is just so weird.
No. If it's a food that I'm interested in, I want to hear their opinion.
Like, I
'Cause
can-
if
I can- you
make it. I want to know how
You
to perfect
you can
it.
give opinion without eating. You could
No,
just
'cause
say,
I want
hey,
him-
like this is a
Like there's this
dish.
guy I follow,
Yeah.
and he does this thing where he lives in Korea, and Korea is really famous for like their street food, right? So what he does is he goes to a different place every week, and he
Okay.
kind of has it. He has it in front of the screen. He'd be like, "This is what it is." Takes a bite, diagnoses like, "Yo, this is it's good here."
Just a bite,
It
though,
could be
right?
better.
Not the whole thing.
But he eats the entire. He's like a.
On camera, he eats the entire thing.
Yeah,
Can't
and
be
another
done.
guy I follow. You know a guy named Matt Stone.
I know Matt Stoney. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that guy's
First
videos.
off, that guy's not an eater, man. He's a fucking vacuum.
He has
That guy eats
he
too much.
has the records for almost everything. So what he does is he has like an.
Talk about their food
unbelievable-
bloggers.
He's not a blogger,
No,
fam.
he
He's
is
just
a
an
professional
eater.
eater. He's a professional eater.
You know those people that eat
Pause.
competitions and shit?
Huge pause. You see how my face changed? That's such a pause.
No cap. That's actually his job, man. That's what he does.
No, but he has like a crazy amount of food right in front of him. So let's say,
He have like 12 Big Macs and shit, and he'll eat it all in one sitting.
fam,
you know?
he is skinnier.
The whole meal with it. Too.
He's as skinny as this nigga.
Yeah,
like,
he's
it's
thin as
impossible.
fuck.
It's
Thin as
impossible.
fuck. Wallah.
His insides cannot be okay.
No, he's
No,
fine.
no, no.
He's fine.
This is
He
my
works
theory.
out crazy.
This is my theory.
No, he works out crazy.
How?
Half his day he spent on
How
working
can you
out.
maintain that body?
You still,
Half his day he spent on working out.
regardless,
Fam, he's
people.
eating-
There's
he's not
people that are
eating
that
one or
big.
two. He's
No.
eating like a serving size
You
for
can
families.
tell that somebody's throwing up by like the way their teeth look, bro.
No, but there's still
It's
people
always-
that massive that are
Are
still
you
not
crazy,
healthy.
man? He has money. He can get that shit
Bro, he's
fixed
a
up.
professional eater, my nigga.
Yeah, but like, how can he?
You guys have to
how
stop
can he
calling
not
him
be
that.
gaining weight? How can he not be getting fatter?
Because he spent. If you go to his like vlogs, he's in the gym for half the time. Like he's
I doubt it.
half his. He's doing
You know how
so
many
much
calories
miles.
he's eating though? You can't. He literally has
fine,
to be
bro.
in the gym every minute he's not eating.
No.
to
He's there,
maintain
he's there
that.
for a couple hours a day.
I
He's
can't.
doing bare
I
cardio.
can't. I can't see that, man. I can't see
Yo.
that.
Is he bigger than Terry Crews?
Hell,
Like-
no,
No,
fam,
no,
he's my
he's skinny- he's
size.
skinny as
He's
hell.
my
I
size.
thought you said he works out and he's big.
No, he does cardio. He doesn't work out. Like
He's like
cardio.
He's like lean, you know.
Yeah.
He's not like jacked or anything like
He's
that. He's just
cardio.
lean.
Oh, okay.
So all he does is run or like bike
And then eats 12 Big Mac combos.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
record speed.
Yeah, in record
Like
speed,
he does
eats
that
them
shit in
quick.
like 3 minutes.
Me, I don't even like looking at people's mouths. Like if people do a close up on them, I don't like looking. So that's where I am with
I
eating
find
and
it
stuff
so
like that.
interesting. This man can take like 100 tacos.
Watch
and
how
eat
you
them
sit-
in 5 minutes. 100.
I was waiting for how that came out. You know,
Yeah.
this man could take. I'm like, nigga, what
He
are you
kept
about
the
to say
repeat-
right now?
He kept the repeat eater, so I like.
He's a professional eater though.
You have to stop calling that man. that.
My God.
Yo, I love that guy's videos, man.
No,
Matt Stoney, I can't believe you know that guy.
He had
man.
like 40, no, not 40, like 20 large pizzas or something. He ate that shit all at once. He has the world record for pasta eating.
How much?
I think like 40.
Damn, nigga.
see, how long has he been doing this?
10, 15 years. Like
Oh, he has longevity in the
He's a
game.
YouTube OG.
He's been
doing
around.
this for a
He's
while.
been around for a while.
Damn.
He's
Yeah.
been doing this for a while. And no, like I love his videos. Not a lot of editing. Black screen. What he's eating, he gets right into it.
You know who
And
used
just
to do
eats
that?
on camera.
Just eats.
The guys, I remember those guys. They used to do those same videos where they make like these like Big Mac casseroles and shit. Fuck, what was their names again?
Oh, I don't know.
They used to make like these meat, like monster sized portions of like a bunch of meat put together to make another like dish. Fuck, I forgot their
Oh,
name.
no.
They're these like white guys. They're Canadian too, and they're pretty big on YouTube. I can't remember their names though.
We
Epic
spoke
Meal
about-
Time. You know,
Never heard of him.
Epic Meal
Nah.
Time.
Never heard of him.
Oh my gosh, these guys used to eat the wildest shit, bro.
I think that was before I was addicted to food.
Yeah, this is like 2010 to 2013.
Yeah, that's not my
That's pre.
That's
like,
not
my
YouTube
prime.
then.
It's not
Yeah.
my prime.
Well, your
My prime in eating?
Watch how you approach these things, man. Because like you just be saying some wild shit.
Everything sounded
You're
weird.
just making some wild statements right now, man. Like
you went this direction. You called the guy an eater 4 times.
He
Like,
is that's what he does.
you don't have to call him that though.
you could be like a professional food eater.
no,
No,
they
just,
eat it.
just call him like a food connoisseur.
He's doubling
Nah,
down, bro.
That's his job title. I'm not gonna change just because you feel uncomfortable about it. What the
I don't
hell?
feel
You could
comfortable.
even
about
call
it.
him a reviewer.
Yeah.
He doesn't review. He eats.
But he does reviews after the
Nah,
reveal's done.
he doesn't. Like
You just really stuck with this term, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what he does, bro. And just because you guys feel uncomfortable, I'm not gonna change it up. What's wrong with these guys?
Double
bro?
down on him. Double down on him.
Yeah.
How is that a pause, man? Like, what's wrong? Where your mind
In
at,
my head, I heard double fist.
bro? Like,
We have to
is
take
somebody
five-
okay?
we
We
have to
need
take
to have a
5-minute break.
conversation right now. Like, what's going on, bro? What are you watching last night? Jeez,
You
bro.
don't know.
I don't want to know. That's
You
good. Don't tell
know.
me, man. Shit.
He's watching a professional eater.
Clearly, I don't even want to know what that
No.
means, though. Shit, man. Damn. Yo, there'd be times where I'm on my phone and I'm like, I see an ad and I'm like, I didn't text anyone. I didn't Google it. They know I was thinking about it, though. Dog, it's happened so many times. I'm like, I catch myself thinking about something during the day, and then in the evening, after not talking about it, not messaging anyone, not Googling, I'll get the ad for it.
Or
They read my mind.
how about this? Maybe you saw it one time, and then it's been in your mind, and then you were thinking about it, and then you saw the same ad again. They
This
don't read
happened
your
several
mind, bro.
times. This has happened several times. So the first time, I'm obviously thinking it's a coincidence. Let me catch this if it happens again.
Or maybe
So the
somebody in
next
your
time
house
it
searched
happened,
Maybe somebody in your house searched it.
next time it happened, I remember I was like, okay, thinking about this. Get an ad for this. It's reading my mind. And I got an ad for it. Explain that.
What are you reading your mind?
Fam, my phone's reading my mind, fam. My phone's reading my mind.
Low key, our phones are the half.
No, it
basically.
hears
So
us. But
Our
it's
extension
not,
of us.
It's not hearing our thoughts, my nigga.
You don't know
Explain it
that?
to me.
I'm not explaining that to you.
How did I get an ad for something I thought about and I didn't message or type or do any?
You had to have thought of that.
I didn't engage in it.
You guys hear about this chat GBT thing that
I
people
use it a lot.
they're getting scared now.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
What do you use it for?
Like professional writing.
Like what?
Like
Like create a job?
For example, I'm working on my resume right now, right? I put in I said, hey, chat GBT, can you be my professional editor for me? It's like, yeah, send it to me. And then I send them this, and they send it back in the most perfect way ever.
What did you send them? Like jot notes?
No, I just copied and pasted aspects of my resume, sent it, and they sent it back looking better.
So they just reworded it better?
They reworded the verbiage at the front, like the way that it's the adjectives, the nouns, everything's kind of in order and fluent and easy for the recruiter because they know how a recruiter kind of looks at a resume and they base off that. Like the verb is first to make it sound like something's happening.
Is that for your cover letter or your resume?
Resume.
So you were putting everything in there.
Really?
Yeah.
It can tell you anything. It can tell you absolutely like if you.
I've always just wondered like what is the use for this? You know,
anything.
They're saying this is overtaking Google now. So you can put anything in there, and it's gonna format what you wanna, what your intentions are for whatever you're writing.
What do you mean by taking over Google though? Google
like people will be able to.
Google's a search engine.
But it's multifaceted with the way it works.
Tell me something you research on Google. And I'll tell you how ChatGPT could do better.
I use Google to get to sites though. I don't use Google for like.
It can tell you the site that you need.
Exactly.
Really? So it's like a search engine too.
So if I was to be like Siri, how's the weather? Simple.
Yeah.
It'll tell me exactly what the weather is. If I was to say it on ChatGPT, it would break down everything. It'd be like from this time to this time to this time. The best time for you to leave would be in between these aspects. Like it tells you fucking everything. Like it's.
But that's like unnecessary to me. You know, I feel like what I really need to know is like if I go on there and I search. Can I watch South Park for free online? Will it tell me?
I never did that, but I'm sure it'll provide.
Because that's what I use Google for like information like that, where to find stuff on the internet.
No, but I'm from a standpoint of like.
I thought Chat GPT was just like, you want something, or like you have something written and you want it to sound professional, put it in here. That's what I thought it was.
It's not just editing.
Yeah.
It's more along the lines of. It gives you resources that you need. If somebody like from an IT perspective, somebody was like, I need an HTML blah 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 formula for something. Okay. They put in exactly the specification they needed, and it gave them all they have to do is copy paste it into their thing.
I get that part. I know what the tool is used for, but I just don't know how it's gonna overtake Google.
No, but the introduction to the tool, and right now I think it's just free, right?
Yeah, it's free. I would pay for it. And
soon enough, I think my sister was telling me they're gonna make people pay for it. The introduction was that it's editing software that people help with their documents and letters or whatever they're writing.
Yep.
Soon enough, as he's saying, it also has a search engine facet to it, and it has a lot of things that a lot of these Alexas and Siris and stuff like that have. Where it's a vocal. It's AI.
Yeah.
So, but some people are scared of it. Other people are using it.
When people get scared of tech, bro, I always think to myself, turn it off. You can shut down your computer, my nigga. What the fuck are you mad at?
This can hear me even though it's shut off.
Turn off your phone. Let it hear you. It can't hear you when the shit's off, bro.
Your phone hears it.
My phone reads my brain. Like, my shit does wild shit, bro. I don't know about your shit. I don't know about your shit.
It tells you. Yo, I'm telling you right now, ChatGPT is the way.
I can't understand being afraid of technology.
No, there are people are afraid of AI itself.
I can understand that.
Because there's a guy that came from Google said, yo, like we built a supercomputer and it was speaking crazy to us and basically telling it it's not turning it off.
Damn.
No, there was another platform that came out recently on AI and it responded back to somebody like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Damn.
It was like it had its own personality.
These stuff are I don't know if they're completely aware. There's some guy who said it. Some guy said, some wealthy guy that's in this tech world said, yo, you guys don't need to be afraid about these AIs and saying stuff because they're as intelligent as a toaster. I was watching on Joe Budden podcast, and Parks said, yo, my toaster has never edited words for me. I don't know what you guys talking about. But this guy apparently came out and said, yo, like, it's intelligent as a toaster. You guys don't need to be afraid. But these stuff are talking crazy, saying, yo, we're not turning off. Like, this guy said, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
But this is the thing, like, the thing that people aren't realizing, because, like, all of these AI things are all code, right? Mm-hmm. You can't code morality, right? So the tasks that they're asking these AI things to do, they would never be able to do it down the line. Like, you can't, like, for example, like, some of the things that they want to use AI for is like hospitals and shit like that. Like, like you can't let a program decide who can or cannot receive healthcare and shit like that because of what you program. Like morality is never going to be able to be spoken or said upon on computers, fam. It's just impossible. So like I can understand why they're afraid of that, but I don't think it'll ever get there because you're always going to need human intervention for those decisions.
ChatGPT gave somebody the formula for crack cocaine.
See, that's wild. That's just wild.
That's just wild. It's just an input machine. It just takes. It doesn't know what's wrong and what's right.
You could also get that on Google though.
Yeah, but it gave down to the graph.
Was it YG who made a song about burglaring and breaking somebody's house? That's hilarious. No, but isn't the AI systems, aren't they retooling systems? So
what do you mean?
Aren't they systems where they have to be some sort of self-aware, where if you're giving them something, they have to be able to restructure it. And the basic may be ChatGPT, whatever it's called, where it's retooling your essay or retooling your resume or whatever. But a lot of these tech companies are probably using it to a grander scale, which they're giving them formulas, they're giving them a bunch of bigger things that we may not be able to think of, that they're helping retool and helping run all these. So it's not far-fetched.
I can understand like the things that I'm considering, like the moral things that I'm considering are like life and death, things that are more major, like that affect people's lives, but like in the terms of like companies and stuff like that, I can understand a company might want to learn like marketing strategies and stuff based off of data that they have from people, even stolen data that they're probably stealing off of our devices. I can understand ChatGPT or like any of these like AI tools that are parsing this information and getting the best results for the companies. Can understand that happening. But when it comes to like actual moral stuff, I don't personally think there's any way a computer can tell you based off of data what's the right decision to make.
I don't think we're far-fetched from Ultron. You know what I'm talking about.
You Transformer ass niggas, bro. God damn.
That's Marvel.
Ultron was awesome.
Huh?
I still think he was kind of right.
That wasn't trying to clean out the whole planet and then make it back up to robots.
Whoa. What the fuck are you saying right now? Are you an AI?
It's been a while, but
from
my understanding, Iron Man created Ultron in order to have a defense
protection around the world.
Against Thanos, right?
Yeah.
And his thing was, you guys are the real problem. You guys are the reason why everything's happening. If you guys never existed, this world would be perfect. I agree with him still.
So if humans never existed, the world would be better?
Yeah.
How can you say that?
Before we get to the topic, I was reading this manga, and it's such an interesting topic. It's one soul that's lived from the beginning of time, and it's been reincarnated every time as a new organism. So maybe it started off as a dinosaur, it started off as a bird, it started as a shark, blah blah blah. It went through everything. It was every animal. It has an experience and it remembers every lifetime. Every time it dies, it reincarnates as a new animal, right?
And it knows the past life.
And it knows the past life. It knows everything.
Interesting.
Right? So he always tried to be like, I just want this to end. I want to die. Like I've lived through 4.5 million different lives. I don't want to do this anymore. So his last life was finally he was reincarnated as a human being, and as a little gift from whoever that created him or something, he was given the powers of every animal that he was in his past life. And it's so amazing. And then he was like, he hated humans, right? And he was reincarnated as a human. So now his mission is to destroy humankind. However, he fell in love with this human girl, as always. As always.
Goddamn.
So now the world is going after her, and he's protecting her against the world.
Interesting.
Always.
He's doing it for love.
As much as I don't like anime as like a to watch, they have the most creative stories 100%. By far.
I agree.
Like Hollywood needs to take a note.
They do it. They just fail.
They fail. They're too narrative based,
Like,
everybody has their own thing though.
Yeah, but I feel like in Asia, there's no narratives. There's no narratives and storylines at all. Like there's no representation. There's no impoverished people that need to be shown. There's nothing like that. It's just like writing. You fuck with it, you don't.
Is there repetitive storylines, would you say, or
No, there's so
Similarities
I
in the
find
stories.
the most creative storylines to
Yeah.
be Japanese work and Korean work. I find them to have the most. Like I think all Western is all like the same plot where it's like the good guy does this, the bad guy does that.
They're all action love stories,
yeah,
bro.
it's always. But I only find the really creative stuff in anime where it's like I still think remember Attack on Titan when it came out being these huge human beings who are eating people, and I'm like that's and then the idea of it wasn't even them who were the real enemies, it was the government controlling them, and it's like wow, it's like I know I
Mind blown.
probably butchered the plot, but it's like the whole idea of something that I've never even heard of.
It's
Mhm.
it's outside the
It's
so
outside the
much
box,
outside the
yeah.
box that you're like, damn, I couldn't even have fathomed this to be a thing, and now I'm seeing it for the first time in a story, you know,
Yeah.
as
She's-
opposed to like American Canadian movies and shows where they're just
Yeah.
like same shit.
You guys think so? You, I think someone said this. I think it was one of the homies said this to me that what's called the Asian music would take over hip hop. Yeah.
I don't really like.
So you guys think that the Asian like the
It did.
mangas and stuff like that will
Realistically,
take
it
over
kinda
Hollywood?
did. The biggest boy group, even though I'm not a fan of them, is BTS.
But
That's
they're
not
not,
really
the biggest
hip-hop,
act.
though.
They're
That's
not the
not-
biggest act.
What do you mean?
Like they're in music, right? They're one of the biggest artists, but I still think rap and hip hop dominate music by far.
Fam, actually, I may disagree with you on that because there are a couple of stan cultures right now.
Yeah,
I
there's a
think
bunch.
Beyonce,
There's a bunch.
Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Adele,
I don't think so. I'm talking
Adele
about
is
like
a big-
high.
Adele.
I don't think Adele is at the level of Beyonce.
You don't think
and Taylor
Adele?
Swift. Not
I
at
get
their
what he's
level.
saying. I get what he's saying.
She has supporters.
Yeah,
I'm not
she
saying
has-
she doesn't.
But I
No,
don't like. I don't see the Beyonce hive
Yeah.
for Adele.
Because I don't think
Rihanna, even though she doesn't make music, she has stands.
I don't think so.
I think so. Wait till she drops the album, you'll agree with me.
I
No,
think
she's better.
today, internationally, Adele, she may not be like something that related to like Beyonce. She's related to R&B, hip hop. She's still related to some of the communities that we're in. Adele, for the older women, Adan women, white women, maybe, she's a megastar over there.
I'm not saying she's not. But
No,
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
there's a
she's
difference
of
between
that- she's
megastar
of that
and
ilk.
Beyonce.
she's of that ilk.
Fam,
to me.
Beyonce and Taylor Swift and BTS and a couple other people I'm forgetting, they're at a stratosphere.
No,
serious.
check Adele. That's all I'm saying.
But
And
yeah.
Harry Styles says that apparently.
That's the point I was gonna make. The point I
Yeah,
was gonna make was that
stop copying her
the reason why I
shit,
don't agree with BTS being there is because I feel like they just took the position that One Direction left.
Oh no.
You know?
No,
I
no.
feel like they
You
just
ever
took
said
that
that,
void
though.
because they fell off and then BTS came on the scene.
Let
Like
me-
what
let me-
other boy
let
band
me
was
tell you-
around?
Let me tell you why I disagree with that. One, boy bands typically last.
I can't believe we're having this conversation right now, man. Holy shit.
No, but it's true. Boy
Collective
bands,
conversation.
They
allow it.
typically last for 4 to 5 years max.
Okay.
The Jonas Brothers,
One Direction was
Backstreet
until
Boys,
2016,
Backstreet
17.
Boys, NSYNC.
Yep.
These niggas survive for. Don't get me wrong, they have fans that go long, but their longevity is typically short because after a certain time they get old. Nobody wants a man band, you know.
Well, that's because they get egos and shit. And
Yeah,
there's a lot that
fair.
goes into that shit.
Yeah, sick of each
BTS
other.
has been here for almost 13 years now.
13, no.
No,
No,
they
they've-
haven't.
In the
No, they
mainstream?
haven't.
No, no,
No,
no.
they. That's a lie. That's a
No.
lie. They
They-
have not been relevant for 13 years in the world. That's a lie.
Fam, first of all, they've been relevant since we were in like grade 10.
No, relevant
cap.
where though?
We're
But
talking about their status. We're
what I'm
talking about their status.
fair. But what
When
I'm
did
talking
that
about,
start?
what I'm talking about, they've always had a core group of stans. What I'm talking about is they hit the mainstream probably like when we were in university, and they've been there for a while since.
I would say around the time like 2018ish is when they started becoming the biggest like boy band on the scene by far.
Yeah, and
But
they've
before
been
that, that's-
consistent.
With the years before that aren't relevant because they weren't at that top level. You know what I
No,
mean?
but
So they're
what I-
still in the 4 to 5 year
No, but the
range.
point I'm making is boy bands don't even last that long. These niggas have been together since they were fucking 17. or
But they
some
haven't been on like that. Because, like, if you go back to, like, fucking all those other boy bands, they've been around, fam. Fucking One Direction came on, like, what, 2010?
shit.
They
They were out
fam.
for long.
my nigga, they won the X Factor together, bro.
Yeah, but they
They're
weren't.
like 6-7 year run.
They were yeah, but they were in the highs. Like they were seen by everybody from the beginning. Like they were popular from the get go, and they up until when Zayn left or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when their lifespan was. But I'm talking about when was the last time you seen a boy band? Because they may not have been relevant to you, But
That's
I
what
know,
I'm saying.
I know a lot
That's
of,
that's what I'm saying. Mainstream is where we're the conversation we're having is like the mainstream level,
would
right?
say-
What separates them from the rest of the boy bands that were in their position? Because I thought I originally said that they just took the voided vacancy
I don't
that
think
One
so,
Direction
bro.
left.
No. Because I think in itself, I think it's very hard for Korean artists to even make it over here.
I agree. They broke barriers for that,
Yeah.
but they also were in the perfect time where Asian culture was just becoming accepted in North America. Anime became big, you know, like it was perfect
I
timing.
was always a part of that shit.
I know you're
I was always a part of that shit.
your past life was an Asian kid.
I'm not gonna
fam.
lie, a lot of people saw that as a red flag for me.
That's weird to me, man. Like somebody's like interested in their like entertainment is a red flag. That's weird.
And it's a lot of people associate
How much
anime-
you're invested in it can be a red flag. Like if
Okay.
you're literally
No,
just
no.
only watching anime, that's your whole life. That's a red flag.
That's me.
No, that's not your whole life. You're a chef Amon, you're a gym
No, up
Amon.
until-
Come
up-
on,
up
a
until-
baller.
No. It's all that I've really been associated with, and it's all that I really consume. Don't get me wrong, there are other hobbies I have.
Yep.
But if I was to just keep one and kind of forego the other ones,
Yep.
I would keep anime because storytelling. Like I'm a huge fan of storytelling.
Yeah.
And when storytelling is done right, it's a thing of art.
Fair enough. But like what my point that I was trying to make, the point I was trying to make was that if that was all you consume
Yeah.
throughout your entire days and weeks and shit, like that'd be a severe red
No,
flag.
it's not, I'm not,
People would be looking at you like,
I'm
who,
not. I'm
what
not
is
like
this guy?
I'm not doing a full shift watching anime. Don't get
That's
me
what I'm
wrong. But I'm
saying.
saying whenever I have free time, I'm out here trying to find a good show to watch.
Fair.
You know,
Fair.
and weirdly enough, that has been a red flag for people because they associate anime with like cartoons. You're not mature.
That's me.
You're
No, I think
man.
this day and age, I think it's,
Yeah, right now.
yeah,
right
it's,
now.
it's the best. It's its peak.
Like
in the
I
West.
even talked to a few girls who watched anime, and it was absolutely cool. Like they were like, "Yo, do you watch this? Do you watch this?" And it was like, "Oh, people are understanding."
What's one that you have to hide though? What's one that you take to the grave?
The
that you-
volleyball one.
No, I'm proud of saying.
Oh, you
that.
wearing that on your chest?
I wear that on my chest.
Oh shit!
I
Maybe
wear
this
that
guy's
now.
watching volleyball
Probably
anime.
the
Fam.
romance stuff because I used to be a romance head. I used to love.
Are you a love
watching-
Amon fan?
Yeah,
You actually love him?
I love romance.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
I like when I like rom coms, normal rom coms.
I hate rom coms.
I like
so
anime.
cheesy.
Nah, I like some
romances.
rom coms.
I only like one rom com ever.
Which one?
Friends with Benefits.
Oh,
Of
well,
course.
Justin
Of course you
Timberlake
like
and
that.
Mila
The best
Kunis.
one
huh?
ever. What's better?
Think like a man. I
No.
like Think Like a Man.
No. No.
You don't like Think Like a Man?
Mid.
One or two?
One,
What? 2 was garbage.
yeah, two was they just tried to recreate the same plot.
1 was way better than 2.
You guys seen the Jonathan Majors on the Ebony cover that people were talking about?
You talking about the Creed guy?
Fam,
Yeah.
he was cosplaying an anime.
He
character.
said
Perfect.
Don Flamingo from
Da
One Piece.
Flamingo. It was
He's talking
absolutely
about.
amazing because he had the shirt off and he had like these ribbons behind him.
Shirt
With
off,
feathers and
shawty.
everything.
Yeah, it
Shirt
was
off,
crazy.
shawty.
I don't even know if he watched this anime.
Huh?
I think it was just inspired by the photographer. But
I
it's-
have
it
no
was still
idea.
incredible.
They're talking about because apparently on social media there's a discussion about how is main media trying to demasculate black men. Because
No, it was
they talk about they talked about that. They talked about what's called again ASAP Rocky and Rihanna.
Yo,
They
that's
on the British
the nigga he was
Vogue,
cosplaying was a king of a country. In
but
One
not
Piece.
everybody knows that.
It doesn't matter. You know, Creed 3, it's based off Naruto and Sasuke.
No way.
How do you know?
Oh, because they're childhood friends and
No,
they're
but
beefing?
yeah. So Michael B. Jordan, he's a huge fan of Naruto. So
he directed
was
the
the director. And he
movie.
was like, I want them to have the same type of rivalry that Naruto and Sasuke.
Wow. Wow.
Because
Interesting.
you know how Sasuke he leaves.
That's a cool anime
goes to
fact
jail,
right there.
Blah blah blah.
That's
Comes back later.
That's a cool anime fact. I'm not gonna lie. I never would have guessed that too. Even though I don't know the story of Naruto, but I know about those two characters.
Yeah,
It's all I heard
they
about.
scream each other's name all the time.
All I heard about growing up, fam. Yo, I'm Sasuke, fam. Look at me, run like Naruto.
Oh,
This guy,
you
right?
niggas just
Yeah,
run like-
running
I've never
like
run
this.
like that.
You ran like that 1-2 times.
That was,
Don't
no,
mind.
that was Brian.
Right. that
He's
nigga
natural. He's the what? He was quick. and shit.
he ran like that 1-2 times.
Yeah, not all the time.
Listen,
time,
I'm
man.
not like a
Fam,
waste-
man.
like, come on.
Why
Fam,
call
you
him
thought you were
Brian
Luffy
Wasteman?
at one point, bro.
They call him Brian Wasteman.
Yeah,
That's wasteman behavior. I'm not saying he's a wasteman. That's
No,
wasteman
that's-
behavior.
that's how he ran. Let me ask you this, because you said that anime is some people saw that as a red flag for you, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you.
Friendships too, not even just relationships. Friendships.
I'll give you one. Basketball.
That's not a red flag.
You would think.
That's not a red
You would
flag.
think.
basketball is associated with athleticism. It's associated with like culture. Like if you're good at basketball, automatically you're just in a lot of different groups. You can be a part of different like conversations.
That's the way anyone normally would think about it, right?
Yeah.
But I'll give you
Go
one.
ahead.
Okay, not me specifically, right? I love basketball, right?
Yeah.
But too much of a good thing is never a good thing, to be honest with you, right?
Sure.
And
Okay.
there's a guy that I know, fam, that I grew up with. His life is just basketball, bro. There's nothing else you could talk to him about. There's nothing else you can bring up. There's nothing else. You can't even communicate with this person
Is he a
unless it's
basketball
basketball
player?
related. Basketball player, watches basketball, hoops all
Is
the
he
time.
good?
Not that good.
Okay, then that's kind of sad.
All the time. But he's my friend. He's a mesquite guy. I knew him
'cause
growing up. You know,
I'm not
like,
saying like. I'm saying for people who play it.
he plays it
Well,
often.
well,
He plays it often.
I'm
It's
saying
just not that good.
People who play it well, but I'm like,
But
it's not a red flag. Like,
but that's like once it's his entire personality.
No, but
It's
if
his
you like,
entire.
if that's all you could talk about to people, because not everybody watches basketball, so it
the
limits
reason why I
the
say it's a red
conversation you can
flag.
have.
The reason why I say it's a red flag is because I've known this guy for like 15 plus years, right? So
Yeah.
I know him to be that, right? But knowing him, we've been around other people and like have met other people, and I've seen him turn off so many people just because he's like that.
well,
Like he
just-
will never turn
like,
it off.
You guys go eat, and all he talks about.
It's mainly that he's just too competitive, right?
Okay.
He's just extremely like obnoxiously competitive,
But
right?
he has the
Okay.
Jordan personality.
Yeah. So
Alright.
he's always talking shit. He's always like, "Yo, I'm better than you." He's always trying to play to the
How
last.
old is he?
He's our age, fam.
Oh my god!
Like,
And he's still
all
maintaining
times,
this? Still maintaining
All
this?
times though, like it's,
Okay, but that's a red flag.
it's obnoxious, you know. But like I know him to be that way, and he's not always like that with me, even though I know he's like that,
okay.
right? But once he meets new people, I've seen people get turned off from him. Like, yo, I don't want to play with that guy anymore,
But-
bro. He's like
but
this.
To add to that, I think any obsession when it goes past the point of like a hobby,
What is a healthy obsession then?
it's just like doing it like a couple of times or doing it during your free time. It's not totally consuming you. Like,
Is passion a healthy
Yeah.
Obsession?
don't get me wrong. Like, I know a lot of
That's
say
the
that one more
question,
time.
right? That's a good question. Say
What'd
that
you say?
again.
I said, is passion a healthy obsession?
I think it's a difference between passionate and obsessive. I think being passionate, I'm very passionate about anime. But don't get me wrong, I can flip the switch and not talk about it for 48 hours.
No, but there's certain people that their job is their passion, and all they think about because they want to uplift that part of their life.
I think that's a red flag. I think you have to be able to understand that there's times where you should flip the switch and times where it's not really necessary.
But let's say you're growing a business.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
growing a business.
Yeah.
But to that
So-
fact, this guy doesn't always talk about Slim. For the most part, the only times we really talk about it is when I bring it up.
Yeah.
Like you never try to shove it in my face that this
No.
is the point where.
But
I'm at.
I wouldn't say he shoves it in my face, but we have a lot of conversations about it.
We have a lot of conversations that aren't brought up by Mukhtar that we go like I have different conversations with different people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, like
You see?
like you're
I
saying,
think that's fine though.
if I was having the
Mhm.
same types of conversations with Mukhtar that I have with you,
Yeah.
and the conversation I have with
It
you
would
with
be crazy.
Mukhtar, then it would be a little bit repetitive. People would be
Yeah.
like, this guy only thinks about his business. He won't shut up about it.
No,
You know, but
Mhm.
it's
I
it's
think
time and a place. You know,
you're passionate about Slim. Don't get me wrong, but you understand there's a point of time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like you're not out here being like, yo, there's 10 things down the pipeline here to design, blah blah. I'm like, yo, show it to me when it's done. I'd
But
love
then
to work.
again, that being said, too, like as a business owner, right? If we're talking about red flags and like just flags in general, right? If I'm talking to somebody new, right, and
Yeah.
I'm overly communicating about my business, and I see them getting super interested and
Yeah.
super psyched about it, that to me is like a green flag.
That's different though.
You know,
that's-
even though just others would think that's annoying and that's a red flag, and nigga won't shut up.
No,
about
I don't
it.
think that's I think you being able to diagnose that this person is interested in what you're talking about. Like, for example, if you're to be like, hey, my name's Muhammad Asami, what do you do? I own a business. And I'll be like, tell me more about that.
Yeah.
And if you were to give me more and
Mhm.
me ask more questions, that's because I'm interested.
Okay.
But if I was to be like, hey, my name is Asami, what are you into? And then you
Mhm.
say that thing, and then I could totally be like, yo, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
And you keep coming back to the topic,
Mhm.
I think that's a problem.
But
That's true.
who would say to your face, "I'm not interested in this"?
No,
Yeah,
but
because,
you
like,
could,
that-
you could
that-
tell by
that's-
the way conversations flow. Like if I
Mm.
don't ask you questions, if
Mhm.
I don't follow up on, oh, is that what you do? Is this what you do?
Mhm.
You can tell based on the way that I'm talking that I want to talk about something else.
Mm.
It's like a cue.
So talking
No,
too much, to excessively talking, that's a red flag. Then.
Oh, I hate people.
Have you ever been in that situation where you're sitting with
100%.
somebody and you're like,
I'm
This
the
person
quiet nigga.
won't shut up.
I am the quiet dude. So there are most of the time.
Yeah.
There are people who just talk your ear off,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, talk. I'll listen to you, but just so you know, the second I get the availability that the TTC is coming, I'm out of here. Like, you know?
Checking the app right now.
I'm not trying to
checking the app
I
right
hate
now.
it when strangers do that too. Like
Wow.
when a stranger comes to me like, "Hey, I like your shoes."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Awesome, thank you so much," and then they
Yeah,
have an
man.
entire conversation
Keep
about it.
going.
And don't get me wrong, I'm entertain you, but you're a stranger. I'm not trying to talk to you for too long. My bus is here. I have a reason that I'm here.
Mhm.
I'm out of here. Don't over talk. Don't over.
Oh no, I've been there, like a few years ago. I was working in security somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was a person that came up to me at 6 a.m. shift. Came up to me, and they were talking for hours. They never introduced
would never do
themselves. But like, for me, that person, first of all, they eat up my time, and they were semi entertaining. So I let it go.
Okay, then you
But then a few-
you entertained it.
But a few days later, I completely forgot who the person was when they came up to me again, and they started speaking. Because for 6 a.m. to like 10 a.m., I'm not awake.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
to somebody for 4 hours.
I didn't talk.
I can't talk to
You
myself.
just
for 4
listen to
hours.
life.
I listened majority of the time.
This guy's sitting through a TED talk.
And it was those jobs where you had to stand. So I'm leaning against the wall. I'm listening to this person speak, and they were going on and on and on.
That's rough, man.
And it's the empty hallway too that we're guarding. So
And it's
there's
a
nothing
security
going on.
time, so you're gonna let it go. It's the end of your shift.
Yeah.
So
It's
the
at the
next time
beginning
they
of the
pulled
shift.
up on you, you're like, "Get the fuck out of my face!"
No, the next time they pulled up on me it was 7 a.m. shift, and the second I walked into the building, the fire alarm went off. So I had to go outside across the street.
Okay.
And this person, I'm looking down, my eyes are groggy, and this person walks up to me and starts talking again.
Yeah,
No introduction.
It's
And
your
then
fault. It's your fault.
I'm confused face. I'm looking at the person. The person's, "Oh, you don't remember me?" I said, "No." And then they got upset and walked away. And the whole day, they like every time I seen that person, they were giving me a dirty look. And I was like, "Who the hell is this person?"
You don't.
I noticed a week later,
I
yo,
can't-
that's who that person was.
I gotta, if somebody's talking too long to me, fam, I gotta find a way to slip out. It's like
me too.
it's like almost a skill of mine now.
Me too.
No.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
I've gotten so many random
Get
calls,
in a call.
texts. I've noticed things across the street. I've segued conversation. I'm good at that shit now, man. I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here.
No,
It's
but-
done.
I learned that.
I gotta
I
feed
used to
my
work.
cats.
I used to work
name
so
it,
many
bro.
jobs where
Name it.
I'm talking to people for a job. I'll let them go talk because that's
Yeah.
eat up my time. that
If
eats
it's
up
my
my time.
working time, man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let them go, man. I'm just gonna be like, especially if it's an old person I'm talking to on
Oh,
the
yeah.
phone, man, and I'm working. I'm gonna let them go. Tell me about your grandson. So what's he like?
Some guy went so deep into the conversation. He
Yeah.
started talking. It was a 5-minute conversation where I had to fill something out.
Yeah.
He started talking about the 70s and like this guy alleged did some crimes, and I said,
Whoa.
"Yo, these calls are recorded."
Let him go. Let him go, man. Let him go. Let him
What?
go.
No, I couldn't let this guy go down bad like that. I said, "Yo, these calls are recorded."
I would have let that slide, bro. I'd be like, yo, it's all you, bro.
But on that note, do you have any red flags in your
Hell
friendships?
yeah, I
In
have-
friendships.
Friendships?
Friendships.
I got you, bro. I got you.
You're opening the door from talk shit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me go through my phone and see all your texts. No, I'm kidding. No, but okay, I'll give you a good one for friends. Like I have some friends that don't know boundaries. And I just mean like on social media, text messaging and shit like that. Like I don't want to get a text message or a call at any time that it says AM. Unless I'm like initiating conversation with you. Like if I see 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., all that shit, get it out of here, bro. Like who do you think you are? Or, like,
That's the time most times you're
no,
awake.
I don't care if you're awake at that time, bro. Like understand if we're friends, I sleep at those times. I'm not trying to get awoken by your text, bro. I'm a light sleeper. That's a
me.
big red flag,
Talking
bro.
about me.
Big red flag, bro. Are you kidding me? At 11:30, I'm down. I'm in my
That's
bed.
the only time I'm awake, fam.
I don't care, bro. You have an emergency, send it to the emergency services, not me. I don't care.
That's funny.
That's a real no, but like when I say boundaries, I just mean like just generally like not understanding that there's a line that you can't cross. I've had people like, especially like when I used to have my whip, when I used to drive, bro, there'd be people that come in my car and just like are dirty.
Oh,
They have no
that's
respect,
disgusting. That's
like,
disgusting.
and I'm just like, this is my boundary, like
Yeah.
you have to understand, like you're in my space, you're amongst me, you have to have disrespect, like
Yeah.
you have to have respect for my space.
100%.
So people don't like friends, for example. Sometimes I have to be like I feel like it's like a weird parental role where I'm like, yo, bro, like don't do this, you shouldn't do this. I hate doing that, but
Yeah.
it comes down to it, I have to.
Why do you keep those people around though?
Because they have other redeeming qualities that I don't see in a lot of people. That's majority of my friendships are like that. Like there's quality or qualities in you that I find that I don't see often in many people.
Yeah.
And that's why you like they stick around for so long, you know?
You're about to say you. That's why you stick around. Did you hear the way he said that? He was about to say, that's why I keep you around.
You?
Yeah. He changed the
So
word
dirty
you,
person.
bro. He changed the word
Let
you.
me just tell you one thing on camera, right? We're not a couple. All right? So don't take everything I say about you, my nigga. What the fuck? Like, my nigga, we're not in a relationship, eh? This guy's like, you see, he's talking about me. Like, nigga, chill.
Yeah, that's right.
Making a valid comment about general people. This guy's like, you see, he's taking
That's
it.
hilarious.
That's what keeps you around.
That's apparently I haven't given me coffee.
But you're dirty.
You're dirty as fuck, bro. I can't have you around. But generally speaking, though, that's one thing I look out for people, like respecting boundaries. You know, like that's a huge thing for me. Whether it's on social media, text messaging, IRL, anything like that. Like for friendships, respecting boundaries.
I agree.
Give me a red flag for relationships. Like if you're talking to a girl, or a few red flags, because we all have those. I want to know those. Yeah.
I don't like total dependency.
Okay.
We talked about this earlier, actually.
Yeah. Give me an example.
I don't want to be the center of your world. You know? I want you to have
you.
100%. Like I don't.
Whose world?
I don't want to be your everything. I know that sounds kind of weird to say.
That's kind of what girls want, though.
You're about to go into song, right?
The fam, I don't like. I need you to have some stuff. Don't get me wrong. We are. If I'm in a relationship with someone, I want to be associated with almost everything they do. Like I want to be able to support you. I want to be able to talk to you about things and have that like open discourse. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be your 100%. Like, you know what I mean? And the way I mean that is I need you to have things that you're passionate about. I need you to have goals. I need you to do something other.
You want a boss chick.
Yeah, but I just want someone with direction. Like, don't get me wrong. If your direction is to be a stay-at-home mom, totally fine. You know, take care of everything.
You're still a boss chick.
If you want to own a business, if you want to do something, I just need you to be able to do something with yourself. You know, like I think it's really weird when your entire personality is dedicated or your world is dedicated to one person. You know, and I think you're giving that person too much power.
I see that a lot online nowadays, bro. Where girls would like post videos or pictures, and then the whole like the context of the post is just about their significant other. Like my man did this, like, my man did that, and then the man, you go on the man's page, there's nothing about the girl.
Talking about
like, what the fuck?
No, it could be both ways though. Don't get me wrong. Like I've seen it happen with a dude do it. I've seen it with a girl do it. But I just think like, God forbid if you guys are to ever break up, what happens to everything you dedicated your life to? You know.
Let me ask you a question. Give me some like specific things in a relationship that you wouldn't want your girlfriend or your wife to depend on you for.
That's a really good question.
I was just thinking about that right now, and I was like, because like now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of your role to some degree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what you're saying is true. You want someone to be independent, kind of take care of themselves to some degree. But to what degree?
Like I need you to have your own hobbies. Like I'm gonna. Don't get me wrong. I do want to spend time with you. I do want to be around you, but I'm still that type of person where I need to be by myself at times, you know?
Fair enough.
And I know I'm in a relationship, cool. That's absolutely amazing. But going back to last week's episode, I recharge when I'm on my own, you know? And I may have like a slower 100% to 0% when I'm with you because I developed that relationship with you. But there are times where I just need to be alone to do my own things, you know? And I need someone to respect that. And it's a red flag for me when somebody is always like, oh, why are you not answering my texts? Or why don't you want to do this with me? Or I remember there was this time I was talking to somebody and they're like, why are you going out with your friends? I'm right here. And I'm like, I have love for you.
Yeah.
But I also do have love for these dudes who I've like created this 15 to 20 year bond with, you know? Like I'm not going to be out here changing my whole life drastically to meet the perfect world that you are, you know?
Yeah.
Like I still want to be an individual. Don't get me wrong, we are together, but I'm still me and you're still you.
If you could put it into a percentage, what would you say would it be? Like the togetherness versus the aloneness?
Like maybe 50.
50-50?
Yeah, 50-50. Like I will be with you 50% of the time, but I also do want to do my own things 50% of the time, you know, and we can still do things together.
Mhm.
But I still need me time. I still need friend time. I still need this. I still need to be able to work on myself. Just because I'm in a relationship
Mhm.
doesn't mean that I 100% stop focusing on growing me as a person. I still want to grow us as a team,
Mhm.
but me as a person is also important for me to grow as an individual. You know what I mean?
Definitely, 100%.
And it's a red flag for me when somebody doesn't understand that boundary. I'm not
Boundaries,
100%.
relationships too, eh?
Yeah, and you not being able to respect my boundaries is a real red flag for me. Because I don't know. How do you feel about that?
You know, it's crazy that we were talking about this because just this week I was on TikTok and I saw this TikTok and it was one of those like split screen. Have you ever watched those videos on YouTube called Dharman?
No.
Have you ever heard of that?
No. What's that?
It's this channel of this Indian guy. He makes these videos. They're always like they're like shitty acting from like random actors and shit. And there's always like a underlying message in the video. Don't steal, you know, don't cheat or
Sure.
something like that, right? So I saw kind of like a TikTok version of that, and the video was a split screen, two side by side videos. One was a couple, and the caption said, "The couple is spending the night together after taking care of their four or five kids."
Sure.
And they're gonna go to bed and hang out in their room together. And then the other split screen of the other video was the same couple, and then it said, now the husband and the wife are going to they're going their separate ways in the house.
Okay.
The husband is going to watch sports, and then the wife's going upstairs to go and hang out on her phone. You know.
Okay.
And then the comment section of that video was just absurd to me. A lot of the people were saying, how can they spend time alone after taking care of their kids together all day? They just did like a full day's work. Why don't they want to spend time with each other? It's so absurd. And a lot of these were women that were saying that. They were like, I can't believe the man will go and watch sports and leave his wife after she took care of the kids all day. And like, they were just getting so like out of the norm. You know, I was like, bro, like this is how relationships are. You know, that's kind of what I took away from that video is that there's going to be some nights where you want to chill with your girl or your wife, and your wife wants to chill with you. And there's going to be some nights where you're like, yo, the game's on, my nigga. I'm going to watch it.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. But the messages, like the comment section was just all one way of thinking. Everybody was like, yo, I can't believe they would do this. Couples actually do this. This is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Especially like they're all bringing it back to the fact that they have multiple kids and it takes a lot of work and effort for them to take care of those kids throughout the day and shit like that. And they need this time to build their marriage together.
To that point, you know, another thing that I think is really important that I've watched a lot of people do and it works for them, having independent vacations. Like with your friend group or her with her friend group. Don't get me wrong, there's times where you're still gonna vacation
I don't
together.
know how I feel about that.
I'm not saying that you're not gonna vacation together at one point, like if you're gonna go somewhere. But if I ever wanted to go on a trip with the boys.
But yo, like this is my thing.
Trip.
This is my thing about that. The reason why I'm so like kind of hesitant to be on that side is because I'm thinking, yo, like my dog's asking me, like we're going on a trip, no wives, no girlfriends. They might be getting up to some good stuff.
Yeah, but you know better.
I know better, right? Obviously, I know
That's
better.
fine. They could, if they're single, they can do their own thing, and they can, you know.
But I could see that causing some tension, you know. Even though I know better, I guess if my significant other or my wife is like, "Yo, I don't want you going out."
Nah, I need someone to.
I'll be like, I get what you're saying, you know.
I get where you're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but if I walk out those doors and you have, like, I don't want to say trust issues, but you think that I'm going to do something that I would never do, I think that in itself is a red flag because I never, unless, don't get me wrong, I never would, but unless I give you any reason for you to doubt me, I don't need you to think that I would go down that path. Like I am 100% fine.
People carry other stuff from other relationships.
Yeah, and I understand that. Like you having trauma from other relationships, and we can totally work on that.
And I also do really think that the worst thing that could happen to you in a relationship is to be blindsided by something negative. You know, like, you want to at least have seen it coming. You know, like you don't want your girl to go on a girl's trip and just hang out, and then 4 months later she pulls you to the side. She's like, "Yeah, I ended up sleeping with somebody."
No, but
you don't want to be blindsided. You know.
For me, this may be just like me just thinking of the positives in the world, but I don't ever want to have the idea that somebody's cheating on me when they're not with me. Like I'll always give them the benefit of the doubt.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like to that point, I'm never gonna assume if she was to go on a girl's trip,
mm-hmm.
that wouldn't even cross my mind.
Because you're blessed with not having that prior experience of having those suspicions.
I
Some
just-
people heavily have those suspicions because
People
I
get
haven't-
anxious
I
about
haven't-
shit
I
like that.
haven't- Don't get me wrong. I've never had someone fully cheat on me before,
Mhm.
but I've had scenarios where people entertain conversations, and up until that point, I trusted them wholeheartedly, you know. And I see every relationship, for me at least, as a new experience. Like I'm not gonna bring
But
my
you-
past.
sorry, you said that you had where someone entertained a conversation.
Yeah, like entertain. Like no, they never.
Why you pointing
Was
at
it
me?
a
Why are you pointing at me? This guy's like
No,
entertained.
they never like from.
was
there
it intimate conversation?
It was kind of something like that.
Something
But
that you didn't like.
something that I consider cheating. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
and that person and I we stopped talking. But
Mhm.
the point I'm making is that after when I started talking to somebody new, I didn't bring that with me. I never brought that with
Fair
me.
point.
That's
Yeah.
because I shouldn't give. I should always treat everything as
It's
a
the
new
benefit of the
experience.
doubt.
Yeah, you know
Everybody
what I mean?
deserves everybody deserves the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I get
But
that.
trust is like it's. If you don't trust me, that's a red flag.
How much me time do you think you'll have in comparison from now to when you are a dad with 3 kids and a wife?
I think me times may go out the window because at that
For
point,
good?
until they're older at least. Because I want to be. I'm one of those dads that I want to be a part of every step in my child's growth.
Mhm.
And if that results in me losing my own me time,
Mhm.
that is a all right like exchange. Because I see being a father as something that is a gift and a blessing from our Creator. And I would love to, even though I know there's going to be hard times and good times, but I understand that me sacrificing my me time is investing in them. And
Yeah.
by investing in them, I know they're going to have memories and so on and so forth, you know,
Mhm.
which I'm fine with.
Mhm.
But up until that point, when you're just you and your wife, or like it's the wife and the husband,
Mhm.
I think you can still act like an independent person
Mhm.
within a relationship.
Let me ask you this though: like, if you could guesstimate, right? Like, let's say, if you could put it on a time. Let's say, like, you're like, I have 3 kids and a wife. How many hours in the day would you say you have?
Probably
for
get
yourself?
1 hour, bro.
1 hour,
Yeah, probably get 1 hour, and that's probably like the
Wow.
hour that I wake up in the morning by myself.
or maybe like when everybody's asleep.
Yeah, because like let's say I work 9 to 5, I come back.
So it's just when everybody's asleep. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
let's keep it 100. It's probably
Wow.
like I'll probably wake up earlier just so I can have my own me time.
Mhm.
Go to work, come back, family man. Like,
Interesting.
That's difficult.
Damn,
but I think fatherhood is
that's how the game goes.
it's worth it. Like I can't wait to have my own kids and rest and just chill with them and play COD and Mario and all this stuff.
But you know, like, you're not gonna have nearly as hard of a story as your dad does.
Yeah,
Your dad is like, he's
I
saying
think,
stories
I think
from
we have
like,
our own problems. I think in the world of social media, I think it's a little. Don't get me wrong. I think our parents had it hard, but we have a new like wave of problems that we're gonna have to learn with on the fly. Like
Fair.
I'm gonna have my son on or my daughter on like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram at the age of 11. You know.
11.
Oh, you know, I'm not. I would personally want.
I
them
know
to
your
have
kid's
it
gonna
later.
be on at 11, bro. He's like, yo, look at me, I'm with Tommy John.
But you know, I still want like to be able to.
You're
take care
back
of
on that.
I'm gonna have an app. I'm gonna have an app that tracks everything, bro.
You be one of those parents?
Yeah,
Let them live, bro. You
I'm
be
gonna
up their
have
ass,
an app
dog.
that knows exactly where they
You
are.
have AI in their phone.
AI in
Chat
their phone.
GPT on their phone, alive. On their phone. Yo, tell me where my kid is. What is he doing?
Wallahi, for us, it was how it is for them. It's gonna be
Chat GPT alive.
You know, there's an app for it. Like Google. It. There's an
Wow.
app that tells you exactly where your kid is. If
Yeah.
you want it.
His
It's
location.
that
alive.
that location thing. That's on
Especially,
iPhone.
especially daughter, man. I'm not gonna, you know.
Hopefully
You're
you're-
buy a drone too, right? So you can fly over whatever location there just to check on them.
If I have enough money, why not?
Mm.
I'm gonna invest in my kid's safety, bro.
You know what's another red flag, bro? And I just thought about this right now. Like, this
What?
is just for like relationships and girls that I've dealt with in the past. But I feel like when your personality is in a group, like your friends are literally all you are.
That's a good one.
It's like, what are you?
That's a good one.
You know,
That's
like
a good one.
that's happened to you before?
That's
Have you met someone like that?
fantastic. Yeah.
Dog, I can't even wrap my mind around because like we going back to last episode, we defined ourselves as introverts, right? So we don't get our energy from groups of people.
Mhm.
But when I meet women like this, fam, it baffles my mind. I'm like, how can
Well,
like,
your personality is your group of friends.
literally?
Yeah. No, I think that's so awkward because most of the time in relationships you're on a one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and another thing to that, and not to navigate too far from your red flag, is I hate when people are two different people. Like you know when somebody is with somebody with a group of friends and then with you they're entirely different.
Yeah.
I don't like managing two different personas that you have.
Are you the same person with everybody?
I try to be like I'm the same person when I'm at home. Like 100%. I still talk. You know the same thing I talked with you guys with. Talk about my sisters, my dad.
Your dad's one of us.
Your dad's literally one of us.
my mom. Like
Yeah.
I say the weirdest shit at home, and it's like this is who I am.
Mhm.
And I think this is a past topic we had. It's like I think it was the identity.
Mhm.
And then I was like, at one point, I was tired of maintaining everything, and I just became this one person.
Yeah.
you know?
You brought up that point. That's an interesting point, but I don't think people don't have that concept yet grasped. Like I'm thinking about a specific person that I was seeing years ago, bro. And this girl, literally, like every conversation we had somehow tied in with her friends. And every time she'd even tell a story, the story had the pronouns would just be we. We did this, we did this, we did this. And I was thinking to myself, like, I don't even know the names of the other people in the story. Like, what do you keep saying?
Never
we
met
for?
them?
Never met them. Never met them.
You never met her friends?
Never met. Like, this is like the first few times we're going out.
Okay.
And then I ended up like meeting one of her friends over the phone, but it was like
Over the phone?
yeah, just like it was like a call. Like it was just.
That was.
But this meeting that person over the phone, it confirmed to me that this is all one personality in the same group because it sounded like the same girl I was talking to, exactly down to the mannerisms on like in speech.
A lot of people get confidence when they're with a group of people.
And I even thought it was weird that this girl was introducing me to her friend while we were kind of seeing each other for the first few times. I was like, why?
No, I think that happened to me a few times where I think it's just normal for their like a girl's friends to want to, what's that word I'm looking for? Vet you.
Yeah, but like
just to see if you're not a weirdo.
how much of that vetting should the guy know about is the question.
Like
you know?
they would give you a heads up, my friends want to meet you.
Yeah, I can understand that, but like how far into meeting a person do you think you should meet their friends?
As soon as you know you want to move forward with this person.
Fair enough.
Because
there's some familiarity between you two.
That too, but I mean like
I just couldn't get past like the inside jokes that I wasn't a part of. You know, like
you asked about them.
You know, it's not the same.
People are willing to.
After the laugh is over.
That one conversation, she went deep with the phone call.
Yeah, the convo went like a normal call. Like I wasn't there, fam. Like it was just them two talking.
Oh, I thought she'd say, "Oh, what up? Oh, she wants to say hi." Oh, and
no,
then
this
hung
is
up.
kind of how like if I can break it down, this is how it went down. Like first, I kept hearing about this friend who's like this girl's best friend. So they used to live together at one point. You know, like
That's deep.
it was very close friends, like almost sisters. You know, and then I was, you know, like didn't really think much about that and stuff. And then it just kept coming up. And then she's like, "Yo, you gotta talk to her one day." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And then lo and behold, the next time I saw this girl, she's like, "Yo, let me get her on the phone for you right now. Let's talk. Let's all meet each
I
other."
think that's
like,
normal for women.
I thought that was all right? But then again, like I was saying just now, the conversation just became a them conversation. I got plugged out immediately. Like I was missing all the jokes, all the nicknames, and all that shit. I was like,
don't think that's a huge red flag, in my opinion. I think
I just thought it was like, cause like I said, like going back to our last episode, right? Me being somebody who recharges off of independence, right? I can't see the need to have that close of a friendship with anyone, you know?
I
anyone.
disagree.
None of my friendships are that close ever, aside from my brothers, because those are actually my brothers, you know?
I don't know if I agree with you on that, but I think it's totally fine to have people who are like.
Is there somebody you talk to 24/7 of the day?
I don't talk to anybody 24/7.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
What I'm talking about is there are people who I talk to every day.
But like throughout the day, like
I'm not having a full-time conversation with somebody every day, every moment of every day.
But
there are hours of the day where I just message somebody like, "Yo, your head stinks," or something like that. "Oh, yo, your breast stinks."
This guy's just a weirdo.
That female, I know he has that. That's him.
That's you, Allah. You're the friend that talks all day. You won't shut up.
No, fam. My love language is roasting. Like I love to make fun of people. You know.
What? Such a child.
Pause. What are you talking about love language with guys for?
You're such a child.
This guy.
You guys are so like.
You text the guy and say your head stinks and that's love language.
You know people consider that bully.
Yeah.
Because
so you're a bully?
I haven't always was.
We're learning a lot about this guy today.
Common bully.
Watch the eaters.
Don't talk about
my boy Mastoni. But Let me ask you this question: what are green flags for you?
Oh man, this is a good question, man. Because I always think about this too. Because like you always think about what you're looking for in somebody else, right? And I'm just talking about a relationship or a significant other, but it goes back to like friendships too, and just general people that you meet. One thing that I really like to see in people is genuine kindness.
Oh, okay.
Genuine kindness. Like it could be something small, it could be something big. You know, like even if you like remind me to do something nice,
Yeah.
like I consider that like a trait or a value to you. You know,
So just genuine kindness.
Mhm.
Okay.
like not, and it goes back to like being selfless as well, right?
Yeah.
Not being the center of your attention is not yourself,
Yeah.
right? If I see some kind of aspect of that in you, that's I'm gonna gravitate towards you times 10. Just from that, you know, you can do anything, little like something small, something big, it doesn't matter. But if I can see that as a characteristic of you, I'm like, damn, this person, I'm headed towards you, you know.
Mhm.
But give me one too.
For me, I just like someone who's straightforward, man. I don't like games. I feel like I'm too old to be playing games these days where I don't want to be thinking what you're thinking. I need
Okay.
you to tell me exactly what's on your mind so we
That's
can.
tough with girls, bro.
No,
That's tough.
but the thing is, bro, I just like I don't. I'm at a stage where I don't want to be trying to diagnose what's going on with you. Like you need to be able to communicate your thoughts to me. Like something I truly despise. Whenever I'm having an argument with somebody, they're like, yo, I'm going to bed, or yo, I need like I don't want to be doing this anymore. Which I understand. Don't get me wrong, but I'm somebody who is all for talking things through. You know, and it's really it leaves me in a state of like imbalance.
Let me ask you this though. Sorry to cut you off, but like I've noticed that happens from time to time. But when people do that, sometimes they just need to take some
which
time.
is fine. Which is fine. Don't get me wrong.
But the question I have for you is, are you still upset at that person if they come and revisit it later on?
No, that's fine. Be straightforward with me. Be like, hey, I need time to think about the situation.
Okay, so you
I
just
need to
need to
step
know.
away.
You
Yeah,
just need to know that
I
they
don't
need a
need
break.
exactly. I don't need somebody
who's
who's like, I'm going to bed. Good night. Or I don't need somebody who's
Okay.
like, let's not do this. Like, I need you to give me your reasoning, or I'm an overthinker. I'm gonna think of 40 other reasons as to why you probably don't want this to happen.
Now, some people just don't have them. They get emotionally fatigued.
I need someone with emotional intelligence.
No, that's
No,
what he's
it's not
saying.
even
He's
a-
saying he wants to know that they're just getting emotionally fatigued
Yeah,
instead of
totally.
shutting down completely.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm not.
Like-
we can park this conversation. We can talk about this at another time.
that's really key. That's really key, and that's healthy because a lot of people don't do that shit, bro. Like what you're saying right now, like they'll shut something down, and then
hate
once
that,
you try to revisit it again, they're like they get angry or some shit.
I need open discourse about anything and everything, and with no games. Like I don't need you to make me think about what you're thinking about to the point where I'm thinking that you're thinking about something else, and that's not a point that I'm at in my life.
That's
I
the
need.
game.
I don't want to play no games.
That's
I
the
need you
game.
to tell me, this is my intention. This is my intention.
Mhm.
This is where you're wrong. This is where I'm wrong. How can we talk about this? How can we move forward? You know, that's what I need, and it's super hard to find that in today's day.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie. That for sometimes for me specifically, when I think about that, I've been in that scenario many times where specifically I've given advice and the advice was not heard and just conversation shut down. You know, like my advice can sometimes be hurtful to your character or your personality, but if that's what it takes for you to get past this issue or problem,
Yeah.
then let it be. You know, like don't get mad at me for that. That's what I think. You know, but that happens from time to time. People just can't handle the truth. Can't handle the truth.
Some people don't want the truth. Like a lot of people,
You want the
time,
truth? You want the truth? Can't handle the truth.
a lot of people can't handle the truth. It's weird to say, but it's like a lot. Remember this clip that I sent you recently, where it's like the reason why boys are so open with each other is because they can, and they have such a real understanding as to like the world around them, is because their friends make fun of them all the time.
Yeah.
Like they're very grounded.
Mhm.
Like I can have 100 good things and qualities about me, but if my friend always lets me know the one thing that's not going right in my life, you know, and even though some may see that as bullying, but I see that as reinforcement that I, even being this perfect person that I am, I have one flaw, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that.
More than one. God damn.
But to the counterpart, I think women, their friendships are very like let's engage, like let's say the best things about each other. let's always reinforce the idea that we're perfect.
Mhm.
And then when they see the real world and somebody says one thing bad about them, it's like it's kind of like they get hit way harder compared to men who already know all their flaws.
But they connect way better than us.
I disagree.
As friends. I feel like they do, man.
No, I agree with that. Like, how often do you see men just making friends, like deep friendships like that?
Yeah,
that
like we
quickly?
don't like.
So
our
women make
fam,
friendships with everybody.
I mean, like they have
They
more
make
surface
friends,
level
yeah.
friendships, but their connections
sure.
are deeper to me because, like, I don't know, man. This is like
Okay,
the way they can
sure.
communicate.
It's
with
not
each other.
a lot of things men will talk about, and
Yeah.
we've spoken about that here. Where
Yeah,
there's
we
not a
literally
lot.
had the conversation where we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, still.
we don't say enough. you
So
know?
yeah, maybe women friendships are, but I just think in a way where it's like you keeping it real with me is way more genuine.
I
Like,
agree. I agree.
I think like, and I'm not bashing women or anything. Everybody has their own friendships, but I think you glossing over a lot of things, in its way, you're not giving me the truth that I need.
No, women usually have that one friend for that purpose.
I have all my friends are like that though. All my friends roast me, and I'm
'Cause
fine with that.
You're the,
You're
the first
you
one.
started. You started every time.
No, which is fine. I like that. I like always tell me because like even when I was like when I was fat, and then when I slimmed down, the same people who called me fat are still calling me fat, and it's like whatever. Okay, I'm not. I'm still. It is what it
Fair
is.
enough. Fair enough. I get
You
what
know?
you're saying. It's like it's more like giving you the
Give me
the
the
look
truth,
in the
bro.
mirror. You know,
Yeah,
like
give me the truth.
instead because like some people are blind to their flaws. Because they're getting so much reassurance that
Yeah.
this is obviously wrong to say, but it's called the ugly girl syndrome.
What are you trying to say?
It's called the ugly girl syndrome. That's what it's called. When like the
What are you
girl,
trying to say?
I'm trying to say it
Show you ugly.
again. He's taking it personally. Like I'm not making a general
No,
statement.
He said, "Don't take it personal." Did he say that first? He said,
You too.
I'm not
Point
saying
at
this
you.
personally to you, man. I'm saying an actual point. I'm making a point. I'm
Yes,
actually trying to make a
When
point.
this crowd turns you off, you're gonna be a different man. Dude. I'm telling
What are you doing?
keep
You're gonna-
talking, keep talking.
Are you gonna
shit.
fight me?
Keep talking
Fight me
this
then.
shit. But let me try to full circle this conversation. What is our
Can I finish my point?
Go ahead.
Nigga, this guy's just side swiping me like I can't even finish my point, my nigga. Like shit,
Finish your point. Finish your point.
shit,
Finish
nigga.
your
Like
point.
this is a podcast with two people. All right,
Finish your
Like,
point. Finish
it's
your
not the
point.
Wasabi show.
Finish your point.
Damn.
Do
As
your
I was
thing.
saying-
Do your thing.
The ugly girl syndrome is when the ugly girl syndrome. Trying to tie this into the conversation we're having is when a girl thinks of herself so highly,
Yeah.
even though there's obvious flaws that everyone else can see, but her social circle is making it seem like she's the best person ever, And
That's what it is.
yeah, it's
Oh.
like being blind to every flaw that you have. You can't look in the mirror.
Didn't you bring up a story like that once where the girl got denied from a club?
Yeah,
and she wrote a blog about it?
Yeah, this is a TikTok.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The big girl, right? yeah. But that's actually a real thing.
I
innit?
thought ugly girl syndrome was when you like actively try to make friends with somebody who's less attractive to you than you to make yourself look more attractive.
I don't know, but I don't know if I'm confusing the term name,
Yeah.
but that's the syndrome that I'm talking about is when a girl's ego is boosted so much because of her friend group that she can't even see her own flaws,
Okay.
And on the
Okay.
flip side, we're literally getting our flaws shown to us on the
Every
daily
day.
by
Every
this
day.
guy specifically.
No, I stopped making fun of you guys as much. I don't. Mukta, when was the last time I made fun of you, really?
You see, I'm the number one victim, right? See, you looked at me.
When was the last time?
You know,
I made
he was
you
your
fun of you?
former
I paused.
target,
I
former number one
paused.
target.
Yeah.
Former
who the
number one target.
number one target is now?
Abdullah?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it.
Kid goes
Every
after
day.
people.
Yeah, this
Every
guy's a
day.
bully, man.
Yeah.
He's a real bully.
But what is your red flag that you have?
Man, I'll give you a green flag, bro.
No. I want a red flag.
A red flag?
A red
You want me to tell you what I hate in people?
Yeah. No. I want you to tell me a red flag from what you think a past relationship or girl would say about you.
Oh, about me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is something that I've gotten so many times, bro. So many times.
Heartless? Cold-hearted? What? Something like that?
Let's just step outside, bro. Let's just get this over with right now. Because today you really want to smoke.
He felt like you were getting at him, so this
Again.
is his opportunity.
Okay, what is it? Is something along those lines?
No,
Okay.
He's your past
fuck?
relationship. That's
Nigga, I've never dated you, bro. Like, stop fucking trying to diagnose me.
Okay, what is it?
No, but they always say that I'm too distant. Like I don't divulge anything of substance in my personal life, especially when I first meet people, right?
Okay.
They're like, "Oh, you're just so surface level. You only talk about your hobbies and you don't know anything about your family and anything like that, your relationships and shit." And I'm just like, "Yo, like I don't know you like that."
So
That's how I think.
at what point do you want to talk about those things?
Months in.
Okay, yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
months in.
bro,
No, not
yeah,
necessarily.
bro.
Okay, I'm thinking about a specific situation that specific scenario that I was in with somebody where we were seeing each other, and the reason why I was so distant is because this person was giving so much of her own personal life to me that it was too much, you know? And I was like, I don't even think there's even any room for me to divulge any of the shit that I'm going through because you're giving me so much issues in your life, you know?
Okay,
So I was like, I'm
fair,
kind
fair.
of the therapist in this relationship right now, you
Fair.
know? So there's not, I can't trauma dump on you. You have too much trauma,
Okay,
you know?
very interesting. Because for me personally, right now my intention to talk to somebody is marriage. So I would want to know things like family, friends, things you're into very early on, just so I have a better understanding of what we can talk about. You know?
I also have a problem with, like when people ask me questions like, how's your family and shit? I'll just lie and be like, good.
Well, you never want to talk
surface,
about.
Yeah, it's surface level, you know, like.
So you have a hard time opening up.
Subconsciously though, like, yeah, like I don't even notice that I'm doing it, but
Yeah.
they'll ask me and I'll literally be having like an actual thing going on, but I'll just like gloss over it, be like,
Why
yeah,
don't
it's
you
all
talk about
good,
it?
man.
Why don't you talk about it?
He said people, not his closest friend.
Not necessarily like all the people that I
Yeah,
know. Like if
yeah,
it's
just
like you guys and
people.
shit, I have no problem saying it. But like if it's like somebody that I'm seeing and I'm courting them and we're just trying
Yeah,
to get
but
to
why-
know each
why
other
not?
and shit, it goes back to how much
It's
I
too
know
deep.
about them too. You know, like
The whole point of courting someone is to get to the deep connection. Why wouldn't you want to talk?
Courting, or you guys are familiar?
my
No,
thing is like I
courting.
don't want to throw my problems on people if I can handle it at least. You know, like if I'm having an issue, if I'm having beef with my brother, I don't want to go to the girl that I'm seeing and be like, yo, he said this to me. I'm gonna think about it throughout the day. I'm gonna come to terms with what was said. I'm gonna analyze this situation, and I'm gonna be the bigger person, or we're gonna get to a conclusion, is what I'm saying. And that the person that I'm seeing, the person I'm courting, doesn't need to be involved.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
I don't know if I agree with that. Do you talk about that with anybody though?
Like I have my support circle, like my brothers, my cousins, my sister.
So do you talk about that with people?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I actually do get like outside opinions, you know, like you guys, you know.
But the whole point I'm making is, like, wouldn't you want the person who you're let's say you're like you guys are in a relationship at this point. Let's say past courting. Let's say you're in a relationship. Wouldn't you want like the person who you consider one of the closest to you, maybe their opinion, or just let them know what's going on in your life? Because from what I understand, you're not giving them a full holistic view as to what's going on in your life.
Yeah, that's one thing that I struggle with, and that it is considered a red flag about me, is that I don't divulge enough information about the actual things that are going on in my life. Like I'll give you an example of how I see it, you know? Let's say let's say I'm talking to somebody and they're telling me about their parents, right?
Yeah.
And they're giving me a lot of information about their parents, good and bad.
Sure.
I'm gonna have a hard time giving them the bad about my parents because I just have so much respect for them, you know. And I'm like, I don't want to shit on them, you know. But although it's actual, like their actual personality traits are also good and bad. They're normal people, you know. They're humans just like us.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I'm meeting somebody, I just feel like for some reason subconsciously, I just think show them the best of you. Don't give them the dirt.
It's the outside person, that's why.
Yeah.
They're not inside yet.
It takes extra long time for me to get comfortable.
Fair.
Doing so.
No, I'm fair. But the point, I mean, if you get to that point where you're comfortable talking to them, like at one point or another, you're gonna need to tell them things about you.
I don't think I've ever gotten to that point with a girl.
You will eventually.
I know that's
You
what I'm
will
trying to
need
get to, but I don't think I have yet.
But I think you're just kind of closed off when it comes to that.
Yeah, and it's something that I'm working on. But the fact that I know that it exists is helping me.
Okay, fair. Mukhtar, do you have any red flags other than everything that you are?
This nigga has a million. I know you have a million red flags. Give me them.
I'm eclectic, okay? Just
Yeah.
let me be
Okay,
eclectic.
I like that
Yeah,
word.
what?
I'm eclectic.
I don't even know what that means.
Google it.
I'll later. Is that your red flag?
Huh?
Is that your red flag?
I said that's what I am. What do you red flag about people would say about me?
Yeah.
No, I'm usually that's why I said similarities. I don't
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't like telling people too much. This was an episode too where like I haven't spoken too much about myself. I don't like sharing too much about my family business. Like in-house is in-house to me.
Mm-hmm.
And in-house is separate to me. Like this podcast in-house, whatever problems we may have, we haven't had big problems. We have discussions
We
about
have
different
problems
things.
today. We have problems today.
Yo, leave me on side, bro. What are you talking
Yo,
about?
I'm ready, bro.
You know I parked right beside you, right?
Listen.
By purpose, right?
Yeah,
listen,
parked
listen,
right
listen.
beside
I'm
you.
gonna tell you this once and once only.
What?
Only one nigga is walking out of here with this orange sweater on.
You gonna take my clothes off?
What?
This guy.
You guys came in both wearing orange. He's gonna call his salmon. He has not both wearing orange no more.
Yo, first of all, I don't, is this orange?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
it's
say this.
That's a
orange.
salmon.
Oh, good.
it's like a darker orange.
I think this
Orange.
is the classic orange. This
Yeah.
is kind of.
It's like a bright, you know. New crafty on the way, guys. Just watch out. Watch
Yeah,
out.
you know another thing. Not to navigate. You never talk about craft.
Just cut me off completely.
Oh, sorry. What is
Just-
your
no,
what is your red flag?
just-
What's
Now we have to jump him. That's where this
Yo,
is.
it's already getting
No
on
offense,
after
but
this,
I
bro.
don't think you guys are.
Nah. This
Nigga,
is
we
the
out.
same guy that said
Don't
this
worry,
is
bro.
gonna beat up a kid's dad.
Alive.
Wait.
For dad, for being his
You have to
dad.
know.
Nah, this guy's layered to me, but then this is also the same guy that sat upstairs did this.
You know, I was editing the episode yesterday. You guys clowned on me. Like,
You're
there-
like
you know that's how
this,
you
bro.
close the episode.
That's
Hey
hilarious.
guys, talk to you later on Coffee Break Podcast. I
Bro.
wanted to delete that, bro, but I was like, I'm not gonna. do it.
Nah, you can't delete it.
I'm sorry, man. Yo, you brought it up, bro. Yo, it's free
But
smoke,
your,
man.
Your red flag is the same as his, basically, right?
Yeah, I don't like talking about the biggest thing about me is I come, even if you get to that inside circle to me,
Yeah.
don't kill my excitement for other people outside. That's irritates me. If I come with something exciting to me,
Yeah.
that's not exciting to other people. Don't kill my excitement.
Oh, okay. Oh, my fault. I do that a lot.
You
Sorry.
you have
I
done
actually
that.
do that a lot.
You have done that.
No, because when I'm
Don't
not
kill my
passionate
excitement.
about something, it's hard for me to talk about it. But I'll
No. It's not. You don't have to go far with it. Humor me for a little bit, and then I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
But if you're gonna try to say, yo, like that's not something cool, it's not,
Okay.
then that's what irritates me, and then that's why I'll go somewhere else with it.
Okay, my fault. I'll work
Yeah.
on that. Work on that. So.
Give me a red flag about you.
So growing up, my red flag was, how do I put this? You ever did that quiz that tells you your love language?
Where did you learn the love
Yeah,
language?
love
You know your love languages?
I don't know what.
Bro, you guys are so like.
Educate us, bro. We
there
need to know what
there
about
is
these
a
love
quiz
languages.
online
Okay.
that you answer a bunch of questions and it tells you exactly what type of love language that
Yep.
you want to receive and that you give off.
Okay.
So from top of my memory, the love languages is quality time, gift giving, physical touch, words of affirmation, and one that slips my memory. But for me, when I took the test a while back, for me it was quality time. I love to spend time with people that I love, and two was physical touch. I like to like hold hands and shit like that.
Okay.
Right. So for me, growing up, quality time has always been a red flag for me when it came to people who I was pursuing. Like I would always be like, "Yo, do you want to chill today for this? Do you want to do this?" And a lot of the feedback I would get is, "I need me time."
From them?
From them. Like
Okay.
I kind of need a distance because I was like, I always wanted to be like, if we're free, we should hang out, you know. And that was me when I was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
Like I was grown, but now growing up, my red flag is kind of you guys, where it's kind of hard for me to open up because I don't think you should know stuff about my personal life because you're not entitled to that.
Exactly.
You know, but I'm like I do understand to what you said. I understand it's a problem that I need to work on.
Mhm.
But you know, slowly but surely it is changing. But at the moment it's super hard for me to talk about things with people where it's like none of their business, you know.
Yeah, they haven't earned the right though. Like,
But when
just
do
like
they
I don't
earn
think, I don't it's not about earning the right. It's more along the do
No,
I
right.
feel comfortable enough to talk to you about this?
me,
You know-
I don't like the feedback. I don't want the feedback unless like you're familiar with everybody that's I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
I don't want the feedback though,
But
because someone's gonna say something that's gonna irritate me.
for me it's not feedback. For me it's vulnerability. Like I don't like opening up to somebody and then somebody using that against me later on.
Yeah,
Like
could
that
happen.
happened to me once where I shared something with somebody where it was like I was really vulnerable with them. I was like, this is this is what I'm dealing with right now. And then they helped me out. Don't get me wrong. They gave me good advice. They're there for me. And then later on, when things were kind of going south, they kind of threw that in my face. And I'm like, well, I didn't tell you that so you can use it for ammo against me. Like, I trusted you to hold that information for me. And now I'm more likely to not open up with you because that's not what you did to me was kind of...
That's super wrong.
Yeah,
that's super
you know
wrong.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's actually, that happens a lot, man. And people don't know, they weaponize your actual, like,
that's the word I was
your actual, like, real traumas that you're going through, and they throw it back in your face like it was almost your fault.
Yeah, like, I trusted you with that information. No, to the point that you made, I don't like when people weaponize me being open with them, you know? Like, I tell you something in faith. If you break that faith, you're done.
Fair enough. That even getting there is a struggle. But from what you said, fam, I took something from what you said that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, keeping it in house, what you said, I think that's so key, fam, because, like, I have a problem with that. You know, like, I know the specifically talking about girls that I see and that I go out with and whatnot, that I'm actually trying to pursue. I don't know when to allow them to be in house. You know, months can go by, fam, and I still won't know. You know, like, I don't have that time frame in my mind.
So the relationship doesn't progress?
It should be progressing, but I'm not letting it.
Do you have a person that, like, a character check person?
What
Like, we spoke about the girl that you had on
No,
your girl's friend. No, but it could be his sister. His sister can meet the girl and check her temperature. Because women are good at that for other women.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
I never actually thought of that. That's a very, very good.
I would never ask my sister to do that. I think that's kind of...
I think the idea of that is solid, but the person it's up to you, you know. But
especially if you're looking for a marriage with the girl, you have to have somebody else, because you can see something positive that another person can see. Yo, there could be a negative aspect to that, and especially if you meet a girl's mom, a mom is a perfect reflection on the girl's family. And yeah, I think Not true. I've met a girl's mom, but I've known of a girl's mom who is completely different from the daughter.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the daughter. I'm just saying the family in general. Because if you're gonna marry this girl, you're marrying the family.
Yeah. No, I'm saying just in general. Yeah. I've met. There's one girl that I'm thinking about who her family was the picture kind of similar to your parents. Their family has been together. Their mom and dad have been together for 20 plus years. They love each other very much.
Just to clue the audience, and his parents are dope.
His parents are literally the best fucking parents ever. The greatest couple ever. I love them so much, mashallah. But this girl's family was very similar, you know, and they're a very tight knit family. But she had a lot of personal issues, you know,
sure,
a lot of personal problems, and it goes back to what I was saying before. Like, I felt like I was kind of diagnosing her and helping her throughout all this. I couldn't even dump any of the stuff that I was going through on her because I felt like that was unfair to her to some degree, you know. Okay. And it led me to a point where I think I told you about this person last year, right? And it led me to a point where I was like, you know what? I know what I want in a relationship, and it's definitely not this, but I also care for this person enough to not want to drag them along and let them think that this is going to develop into something while I'm just trying to hold them down throughout the shit that they're going through. Yeah. You know? So that's a battle that I go through, fam, and it's tough, but getting to the point where acknowledging somebody is worthy of being quote unquote in-house or not a stranger anymore. Yeah. I can't give you that time frame in speaking with somebody. It differs from person to person.
It happens. It's like when you believe you're ready to get married, when certain things that you feel like internally, like all my boxes are checked. There's no
but on the
anything else.
On the flip side of that too, like I've had good relationships leave me because I couldn't get to that point where I'm like, yes, I want to be involved with this person long term. Like the person got tired of waiting for me, essentially. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that happens too. Like not understanding where that time frame lies for me specifically is a problem that I need to kind of get over.
But I think this is a concept that I've seen from sitcoms and things like that, where, and I believe whatever's for you is for you, and whoever's not for you is not meant for you. So the person, whenever you're ready to get married and you see qualities of your mother, you see qualities of positive female relationships you have, sure, I think you'll get to the level where, oh, this is what I've heard about. This is the love I've heard about. This is the
His
connection.
parents.
Yeah, his parents.
Yeah.
This is connection I've heard about and I've been anticipating. This must be it. And then I think you'll be ready at that point. If you don't think you've seen it yet, you probably haven't seen it yet. That's of my belief.
I don't think I've seen it yet, to be honest with you, but I've seen it in other people, like your parents, you know? And I'm always questioning those people when I get to meet them.
How do they
yeah, like because everybody always says no relationship is perfect. There's going to be bad times 100%. And good times, right?
Yeah.
But how do you get over the bad times, you know, without leaving it hanging dry? That's the real question I have.
I think something of today's generation is if there is a lot of, like, let's say a problem, like a significant problem in something that's going on in your relationship, it's done. A lot of people in today's age don't stay for the long run because they think they can find or invest in something that's better somewhere else. But a lot of our parents' generations and like the older folks, the reason why they stick together for so long is because they see it more like, we'll make this work. Like, we have a problem, yeah, we'll work it out. Don't get me wrong, there's problems with every relationships, but knowing that the end will never be us leaving our own ways and kind of us working on it together. I think that kind of train of thought that both people have is the reason why relationships back in the day used to stay for so long. Because right now, like, let's say there's one thing wrong and two things wrong, people are like, yo, I'm out of here. I don't want to. It's my mental health is deteriorating, which is fine.
But the question I have for those people that have had these long lasting relationships, like your parents, you know, is when you got to a point where other people would consider a breaking point, what did you do differently that kept you going? Where did the faith come from? You know,
that I don't know.
That's the question I have. That's the underlying message there, right? That's how those relationships stay on for 30, 40 years and they still love each other through all that time, you know? It's tough, bro. I don't think a lot of people have faith in relationships getting that long anymore. You know, they're just thinking this has an expiration date as it is. Let it just run out right now.
Because I think it's, to what he said, it has a lot to do with internet, social media, people thinking they have a lot of options.
Yeah, fair.
Because they see a lot of girls that are following them, or they may be following. They may have DM'd a few of them, or may have seen girls at a party or something like that. So a lot more people think they have options that they may not have.
Yeah, there's more accessibility.
Right? Yeah, and they may something that they have going just for a potential at something else.
But how many people do we meet that don't have their value system coming from social media? That's so fucking rare, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't get my values from it." They may. We don't know who. Nobody checks their phones, so everybody. All I know is everybody has some sort of social media and is tapped in somewhere, and it may be social media, it may be outside. People just feel like they have more options nowadays, and they're not willing to go through longevity, because longevity it's
hard work.
Like we were saying earlier, emotional fatigue is a thing, and people have been through too much where a couple warning shots to their feet, they may get leg shot, and like, yo, I'm done with this. Like, this is not worth my time.
Agreed.
Fair enough.
Yeah, 100%.
And you know, that kind of discourages me from getting into a long-term relationship, because knowing that the general mindset is that relationships are bogus and don't really last, and people don't have faith in them.
It's not bogus.
Well, that's the underlying mindset right now, right? I can do better, right? Everybody says I can do better. I look at how I am online. I can do this. I can see. I'm DMing this person. So why am I talking to this person? They're not on my level. You know, the value system has changed, right? And I think that's kind of where we fell off as a society. But we still all want a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong,
us.
100%. And I just think when you at the beginning of the relationship, you need to make your intentions clear and let them know, like, a lot of things that, you know, this may not be perfect. It may be a bumpy road, but I'm here for you in the long run. I think just kind of making sure that both you guys are on the same page really helps a lot, because sometimes somebody's on page 1 and another person's on chapter 27. You know,
I was gonna say, man, like, I don't want to get too candid or too personal, but 2 of my biggest fears and nightmares in life is A, getting Alzheimer's, and B, not being able to raise my kids myself, you know, or like someone else raising my kids for me. 2 of the biggest nightmares / fears in my life. And the second one, not being able to raise my kids, becomes more and more of a likely reality as time goes on and society builds to the way it is. And that's so like disheartening, especially when you're meeting somebody and shit and you're, like for me, I like to overanalyze shit a lot, so like of the first few times I meet somebody, I can kind of almost get a feel for how they are as a person. And 9 times out of 10, I don't like it. 9 times out of 10. Maybe it's just the environments that I'm looking, but I'm finding more and more that I just don't like the types of characters that I'm meeting in other people, Not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not great at all, but I have an understanding at least for like a value system that doesn't come from online, It's like actually the actual value system that our parents grew up on, being a good person, good morals, doing the right thing, knowing your role, I think a lot of those things are confused nowadays, and it brings the idea of a union of a woman and a man to less of a reality, and that's disheartening, man.
A lot of people have fleeting personalities too, where they're not consistent in something. Me, like I said, it's just stand, like you said right now, just stand on morals, stand on business with yours, and that may not be the case.
Yeah, just good to know you have a lot of red flags, brother.
It always has to go back to something negative with this guy. Why can't you just give me a compliment?
He feels targeted this episode. That's
no,
why half of it was him.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think I think knowing your red flags, and knowing what you're looking for in somebody, like the green flags, it's very easy to it's easier to know what you want in the world rather than just go find something. Because something cool that I thought you said is 9 out of 10 times this isn't the person for you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are not able to know that difference. They just move on with somebody, build something for a couple of months, and then fall off.
Interesting.
So like I used to be like that. I was like, yo, she's pretty. That's all I need. If she's pretty, she's good enough. And then I find out later on it's not good enough.
How late did that happen, bro?
I hate when somebody is absolutely stunning, but with no substance. Like they're not able to maintain a conversation. They're not willing to learn more about what you're into. It's just more along the lines of, I'm pretty, love me for who I am.
One thing I learned as time went on, and that's interesting that you brought this up, the girls that I see online, and this is just a general statement, don't take this too seriously, obviously, but the girls that I see, yeah, I'm looking at you for that, but the girls that I see online that are like, they have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're just like, their whole complete personality is their beauty.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of see right through that almost, Like, it's like,
no, it's
once
fun
I
for
see,
a while, bro.
when you get to a position of that standard or that height of your beauty, to me it's kind of like an indication that you're superficial.
No, but if
I don't want to label all the women that are in that are like that, but it's kind of an like it goes back to the probability, the 9 times out of 10. Like looking at you, like you got this far because of your looks.
I think
what substance is there?
I think that's women.
That's what I'm saying. Just in people of that live that version of their life of their beauty, it's like their whole personality and their whole like lifestyle. I feel like that's kind of an indication that you're just kind of.
We really can't say that because some people's business is their looks. So
yeah, fair.
So they may not show the outside people because that freaking what's her name again? You guys remember Tequila? Remember the name?
You know the weirdest people.
He knows Tequila. She was basically a personality.
She was like a social media person before all that shit started.
Early on, basically.
Okay.
And then she came out with all these right wing, what's it called again?
Reviews?
Takes. Yeah. And that took her down completely. And then she kept on, I think she had Jewish takes and a bunch of different takes that took her down.
Yeah.
But there's some people that if they show a little bit of themselves, then you're taking a side on whatever topics you share to. But if you're just beauty and your business is beauty, you can get far and make a lot of money just doing that and then share your personality with your friends.
And I think what he meant is from a point of like
just dullness.
Yeah.
Dullness. Like absolutely nothing
they
else
may be
to
dull,
you.
but they have 100,000.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's
the value system that I don't care for. That goes back to what I was saying before. Like you can have all that shit in the world that I just don't care for it that much. Like it's cool, but it's like can't even have a conversation with you. Like what's the point?
I need some. Like I need to be able to
just
like,
e-transfer me at that point.
just
send me the e-transfer, man. You don't even have to have the convo.
You just want someone to take care of you.
That's what I'm saying. Just bring in the money. We don't have to talk about this. Like if that's all it takes. Thank you.
No, but to wrap it up, it's like know what you want and know what you need to work on, and just move forward from that. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's like everybody's working towards being a better person, and I think you just knowing where you need to work on, especially your red flags, it just makes it better and easier for you to transition into your new relationship. Right?
100,000%, man. And one thing I kind of want to leave off with, the only thing that I know I've pretty much chimed and harped about all the shit that I know that's wrong with me and shit, but the only reason why I still have faith and I'm still going forward and still pursuing meeting people and I want that marriage, and I think that your parents' marriage and their relationship is still attainable. The only reason why I have that is because, like you said, fam, once you meet that person, you'll just know, you know? And I don't think I've met that person. I don't think it's hit me yet that, yo, this is it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for that moment, and I still think that it's out there, so I'm just going to keep going. Inshallah, man, you know?
So just set personality, set expectation.
I think what you said, like having that person to kind of give you that reality check, that's something I never thought about, and I'm gonna definitely look into that.
Have somebody for that can check temperatures.
I could be there.
No, just no.
He'll look for himself in the girl.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, bro. You're always trying to relate everything. I'm like, bro, like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's good. There's no problems.
I know we're closing on another note. This guy has the most, like, the type of girl he likes is always different. Like, I notice the type of girls that you like are always looking different. Like, you always have you don't look for the same things, basically what I'm saying.
How can you even know that?
Because from the three or four girls that you showed me, none of them looked identical.
So you're saying I don't have a type?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Perfect way to put it. You don't really have a type.
I have a type.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're Sway Lee, he's saying.
I'm Sway Lee?
No, you're ugly. Thanks.
That's a good
Thanks,
one.
man.
That's a joke. Knocked out.
I wrap this shit up, bro.
You wrap it up.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching another episode of the Coffee Break Podcast. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow all our social media. And other than that, we're out.